In this lesson, we want to create the recent writing section. To do that, we will duplicate this section and reuse it for this. All we just have to do is modify it a little bit to fit what we have here. So without further ado, let's get into it. So right here with the section selected, I'm going to click Command D, my keyboard, or Ctrl D, and then change this to recent writing. I'm going to go ahead to copy this, paste it right here. Now, another thing I want to do is I'm going to click this normal box and then add a text block inside of it. And then I'm going to move the text block up underneath the paragraph, just like so. And now I'm going to go ahead to change the text to this, that's September 4th. So let's just copy this. And then we have this set to Railway 20 medium. I'm going to paste that and then set this to, let's see. Let's just give it paragraph 18. And then we can change it to medium. So I'm going to call this weight, and let's call medium. Right, and then I'm going to change that to medium, like so, and then change the color to weight 2. Let's change this to 1440 and see how that looks. Right. One thing we can also do is to remove the margin at the bottom of this so that this is a little bit closer. So right here, I'm going to call this margin 0.40 and then make this 0, just like so. Now I'm going to go ahead to delete this. We'll learn more button. And now I'm going to duplicate this one more time. And now with this normal box selected, I want to give it a margin of 15. So let's give it a margin of 16 or 24. And then give it a bottom margin of 24 pixels. And let's call this bottom margin. And then we can duplicate this and rename it to say recent writing container. And that's about it, guys. We have just created the recent writing section. So next thing we want to do right now is to change the text of this one to this. And then give it May 2023. I'm going to paste this right there and then change the date to May 2023, like so. And then if we preview this, you have it set in this. And that's it, guys. We've just created the recent writer section. In the next lesson, we'll make the section responsive. I'll see you there. Bye. All right, let's make the section responsive. To do that, let's go ahead to select the tablet pick mode. And then by default, our section is modified. All right, we don't really need to do any modification right here. Let's go ahead to the mobile landscape. And then for mobile landscape, I think this looks pretty much okay. We really don't need to do any changes to this. We can go ahead to modify it on the mobile portrait. So on mobile portrait, we can reduce this to paragraph 18. So let's go to paragraph 18. Like so. And then we can give this also paragraph 18. Like that. And then we can go ahead to reduce this size to 16. Like so it looks a little bit smaller. That's it, guys. We just made the recent writer section responsive. In the next lesson, we will build the resource toolkit section. I'll see you there. Bye, guys. It's time to build the resource toolkit section. To do that, we're going to create a section. Inside of the section, add a container. And then inside of the container, we're going to add a heading and then a paragraph for these two text. Then we'll go ahead to add a div and then style the div and then put in the image and the title and then subtitle right here. All right. So let's go ahead to fill this out. So right here in Webflow, I'm going to select the body. And then the body selected, I'm going to add in the section. Like so, let's keep this a class section. And then inside of that, let's add container. Let's call this resource toolkit. We call it resource toolkit container. Right, and now inside of that, we're going to add a heading. And then give this resource toolkit. And then we're going to give it a class of heading 32. Okay, before we go on with the building of this section, I've noticed that the research writer heading and the pathway heading is not one. So, and then this also is not the right heading that we initially set for the desktop breakpoint. The styling given to it on the mobile breakpoint affected the styling on the desktop breakpoint. So to rectify this, I'm going to just adjust the heading right from here. So right there we have project heading. We have two classes. We have project heading and then we have heading 32. So I'm just going to go ahead to delete these two. Right now I'm going to give this main title. Also, and then I'm going to give it one door like so. Change it to 32. All right. Now I'm going to select the weight for normal. Like that. And then give it color of primary color. And then reduce the height to 32. Now that we have that, let's go ahead to apply all of this main title on the different sections that we've created with the title. So now we need to go ahead and remove this. We'll give it name 22. What so? Give it margin. Let's go edition. Pixel. Right, so I'm going to give it the margin of table trim. I'm going to go ahead and apply that same styling here. Go to remove this. We'll then call this main title. We then margin 32 pixel. Like so. Same for this. I'm going to remove this. Give this main title. And then margin 32 pixel like so. And then give this main title. Now with all of this section, let's go ahead and reduce them on the different breakpoints as needed. So I'll select the project type section, head over to tablets, and then I think it's fine. We don't need to reduce the font size right there. It's okay, right? And then, so on mobile, I'm going to reduce it to 24, like so. We still have it set to 32 on tablet and desktop, but from mobile landscape down to the portrait, we'll have it set to 24. Now that we have that, let's go ahead. Let's go back to desktop, change this to 40. One thing we want to do is remove the margin at the top and the margin at the bottom. So I'm going to set the margin top to 0 and the margin bottom to 0. Once we have that done, I'm going to select the resource toolkit container, adding the paragraph. So I'm going to copy this paragraph right there. Okay. We're going to add in a text block like so, and then I'm going to paste the text right inside of it, and then give this paragraph 18 like so. And then right here I can give this a margin of 32. Oh, that's too much for this. So what I can do is I can give this a top margin of 10. So go ahead to give the paragraph a top margin of 10. Next thing I want to do is change the color to a lighter gray. Right here I'm going to change the color to a lighter gray. And now let's go ahead to create the part. To do that, I'll select the resource toolkit container, and now I'm going to add a div. Let's call this response box, and inside of it, let's add in another div. So we're going to add in the div, another div inside of this to create the cards. So I'm going to click Ctrl E, and then inside of this, I'm going to add another div, and I call this resource card. Now with the resource card selected, let's add some style to this. And now with the card selected, we have padding set to 32 left and right and 32 top and bottom. And then we have the stroke set to 1. And then we have the corner radius set to 12. Right here, let's give this padding of 32 all around. By holding down Shift, we're going to give it padding of 32. Let's give it the corner radius of 12. Let's give it a weight of 1. And then let's give it a color. I'll go ahead and copy this color. And we're going to paste the color right here. Let's select the resource box and then apply the top margin to it. Right here, we can see we have the margin of 59, the top margin 59. Now, the next thing to do is to drop in the image inside of the card. So right there, click the Assets panel and then drag in image inside of it. Next thing to do is select the resource card and then add a heading. So we're going to add a heading. And I'm going to call this heading 2 or heading 3. Let's check for the style of this title. So right here we have it set to 20 railway boat. And then I'm going to copy this text. And then I'm going to paste it in there and then set this to heading. Let's check if we have heading 20. We have heading 16. But heading 16 right here is set to 20 pixels actually. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to correct this to say 20 and not 16, right? Next thing I want to do is I'm going to add the subtitle. Then I'm going to copy this and check the styling. So this is set to 16 railway regular. I'm going to put this inside of the div. I'm going to wrap it around the div. And then I'm going to call the div resource title. So I'm going to drop a text block. And then I am going to place the text right inside of that. Right there, I'm going to here paragraph 14. And then right there, let's change the text to lighter green. Next thing I want to do is I want to reduce the bottom margin of this from 10 to say 6. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the resource card and make it display as flip. Also, I'm going to give it a gap of, let's check the gap between the two elements. Right there we have the gap set to 24. So let's go ahead to apply a gap of 24. The next thing we want to do is remove the top margin from right here. Then I'm going to type in top margin underscore 0 pixel. And right there, I'm going to give this the null. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'll change the image of this from Notion to this big one. We're going to make this funky Figma logo. Okay, the texturing doesn't matter. You can have it as anything. All right. So now the next thing I want to do is I'll select the resource box and I'm going to make it align as flex. And now I'm going to make it align vertically and I'm going to give it some gap. So let's go ahead to check the gap between these two items. I'll be set to 32 pixel. To give this 32 pixel. Like so. And now we have our resource toolkit section created. Let's go ahead and preview this and see how it looks. Cool. Now let's make this pattern 40 and see how it looks. Let's make it 1920. All right, cool. That's about it, guys. We've just created the resource toolkit section. In the next lesson, we're going to make this section responsive. I'll see you there. Bye. We want to make the resource toolkit section responsive. And to do that, I'm going to select the tablet. Right here, we have it scaled down appropriately already. So let's move on to the mobile landscape. Right here, we can see how it's displayed. It looks good as well. And then on mobile portrait, we're going to select this and then change the direction to, well, like that. Now we have the text underneath the image. The next thing I want to do is reduce the spacing, that is the padding around the card. Let's go ahead and check that. And so right here, we have the padding set to 16, left and right, and then top and bottom as well. So let's go ahead to apply that. With this selected, I'm going to reduce the gap here on 16. That's about it, guys, for the responsiveness of the resource toolkit section. In the next lesson, we're going to create a hover interaction for the cards. So I'll see you there. Bye for now. Let's apply some cool and simple hover interaction to this resource card, such that when you hover on it, the borderline changes from gray color to red, just like we did for the social buttons. All right. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and select this drop down and then click over. So on hover, we want the color to change from this to this. And now I'm going to go back to non-state and I'm going to apply the transition. All right. We want the transition to apply to the border, like so. We'll give it 300 milliseconds, like that. And then we're going to give it an easing of ease out quad. And then I'm going to go ahead to cancel this. Now, if I go right into the preview and then hover on this, we can see that simple over effect on the card. And if you do the same as this, of course, it's going to apply to it because they're both the same class. All right. And that's it, guys. That's the over effect for our resource toolkit. In the next lesson, we're going to build out the side project section. I'll see you there. Bye. In this lesson, we want to build the side project section. This is the same look and feel of what we have right here, just the project. So we're not going to create this from scratch. What we will do is we'll duplicate the project section and then we're going to just change the image, the title, and the text and subtext. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here, I'm going to click into the navigator. I'm going to collapse all section. This is the project. I'm going to click on this and then I'm going to duplicate it. Control D. I'm going to bring this down to the bottom, like so. And then I'm going to go inside of it and then remove this project and then remove this. And now we are left with just one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this one grid, and then I'm going to go ahead to change this to side project. Change this logo to, let's check what we have in Figma. So I'm just going to select that. I'll paste it right here. Select this as well. Paste it right here. And then select the last text. And then paste it right here. Next is I'm going to change the image from this to this. And that's it, guys. That's our side project. Now, if we go ahead to the tablet breakpoint, we'll have this scale down already because we've already done responsiveness for these parts already. So we won't need to create responsiveness for this again. All right. So that's it, guys. That's our side project card created and it's already responsive, right? So that's about it, guys. In the next lesson, we're going to build out the contact section. I'll see you there. Bye.